Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Cardinals TV is powered by MLB. It's another beautiful night for a ball game in downtown St. Louis. It is Saturday night, and the Cardinals are starting to heat up like the weather. They have won 3 of their last 4 games to try to win the series outright tonight before a big crowd. And Bush, hi again, everybody. Chip and Mark are with you. Jim Hayes is coming along in just a second. Ho-hum, another day, another one-run victory for the Cardinals here last night.
Common theme, but it's important. The 6-game homestand started off with a bang for the Cardinals. A very important win. Hopefully take care of business tonight.
As always, it starts with your starter. What a run for Kyle Leahy. His last 8, you could say he's the best pitcher in the National League.
Yeah, and also he's growing as a starting pitcher, and also there's innings issues that they have to navigate as well. Last night he had traffic in every single inning, but what he was great at is he came up big in runners in scoring position. 8 hits, they scattered him, but also 8 strikeouts. I love that.
How about the way the Cardinals scored their runs early, Mark? ABC Baseball.
Yeah, and they set the table. Mason Wynn with a really good at bat, but the sacrifice flies. It wasn't runners in scoring position. It was doing the little things to get that lead and maintain that lead offensively.
And the deciding run was powered by some much-needed slug.
Yeah, and after 4 foul balls, he gets a mistake curveball, and that's his 13th home run. That was a big separator last night.
So the bullpen then did its job after Kyle Leahy's 5 innings. Everybody out of the pen pitched a great game last night.
I thought it was interesting how all he went back-to-back lefties with those lanes. There was so many left-handed adjustments that they had to do. Caleb Ferguson has been excellent in a Cardinal uniform. Ryan Stanek did really well getting out of his, setting up the tone for Riley O'Brien, his 28th save, which was really important. The one-run games are always important around here.
So the Cardinals 3.5 games out of a wild card spot. If it comes down to nail-biting time in September, well, they'll have plenty of practice, as you see on our Hyundai in the driver's seat.
Winning on the margins is so important because you have to play close games, you have to do the little things, and defense always comes into play.
Pitching was great, offense was timely, but boy oh boy was the defense on point. Most importantly, Mason Wynn was magical in Game 1. We'll break down one of his best nights of the season as we get you ready for the Redbirds and the Rockies in downtown St. Louis. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This is for you by Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. Visit cardinalschecking.com. And by your quality Ford dealers, Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks. For 48 years, the Redbirds have a chance to win back-to-back series, this time at home against the Rockies. And if Mason Wynn does tonight what he did last night, Mark, I like our chances.
Yeah, this is the version of Mason Wynn that makes him look very dangerous. The double, second, and third with the offensive version, but you saw the stolen base come into play last night. It was very important. First move against the lefty, but also stealing third. Watch this swim move. Athletically, Mason Wynn was a difference maker last night.
Let's talk about Mason Wynn's defense. He saved a couple of runs last night. Super important in a one-run affair.
Yeah, off a lefty, this is a very difficult play. It may look easy. He had an extra step defensively to gather himself, but how about this one? Going to his left, using that arm. He was all-around player last night.
Understandably, Oliver Marmol said that might have been Mason Wynn's best game of the season for the Redbirds.
It's unreal. Like, you look at him on the field, on the bases, and then at the plate, and when you talk about having one of the highest ceilings in the league, like, that's a great demonstration of it, man. Like, that bat he took and shot that ball to right field for the double, set up the 2 sac flies, which were a key part of that game, and then he gets on, steals second, steals third, and then defensively made several plays tonight that just no one else makes. It's not close. So it was a pretty electric night for him.
And as we check out our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage, Mark, more evidence of the magic that is Mason Wynn.
Yeah, and strong up the middle is so important. Obviously, Bobby Wynn Jr. is the most important one in the game of baseball, but Mason Wynn defensively changes the game because of athletically and also his arm strength.
Defense and pitching go hand in hand. It's follow your leader time for Matthew Liberatore. He had a gem last time out against the Blue Jays in Toronto. He's the Cardinals starter in Game 2, and Scott Warman in our Ballpark Village studios has more on the Cardinals lefty when we return.
Five minutes before first pitch as the Cards try to make it 2 for 2 against the Rockies in this weekend series at Busch. And there is the man that will have the first pitch and the Cardinals battery of Herrera and Matthew Liberatore. Scott Warman with you from our Ballpark Village studios. Well, the Cardinals starting pitching has been terrific here of late. Last 9 starts, they've given up the starters 2 runs or less, which included last night with Kyle Leahy. Matthew Liberatore trying to continue it tonight. How about his last start? Terrific last Sunday. In fact, some say the best start of the season for Matthew Liberatore. There you see the numbers. And here's the important thing. I think we all know this as the season has rolled on. He actually got to the 3rd time through the lineup and had success. But as Ricky Horton mentioned during the pregame show, it's the fact that, and I know Brad Thompson and Mark Sweeney mentioned this too, fastball command is so critical for Matthew Liberatore. They say 85 pitches in just his 6 innings of work. And for Matthew Liberatore, the last 6 starts, 3.48 is the ERA. And there is the newest member, Everson Pereira, as he will get his first start for the Cardinals tonight. Chip and Mark will bring you the first pitch when we come back on Cardinals TV.
Now that's a plan.
We're just about set for baseball at Busch Stadium. Game 2 of our series, the Rockies and the Cardinals. It is a warm, humid night, 90 degrees, a lot hotter down on the field where Jim Hayes is standing by as we break down an outstanding outing last time out for Matthew Liberatore.
Yeah, after a rough stretch, Matthew Liberatore is coming off a really good start. 6 scoreless against Toronto. Libby said the key wasn't physical, it was about approach.
I was like 90%, so I was in a lot of 1-2, 0-2, 2-2 counts, which are obviously favorable for us as pitchers, and then after that, just focusing on putting my best chase pitches in good chase locations.
Over 9 starts in June and July, Libby had an ERA of 6.64. Chip, glad to see Libby get it back on track.
Yeah, you're right. Last 6, a 3.48 ERA with a lot more strikeouts than we've seen from him, Mark. That's part of the evolution of Matthew and this entire Cardinal staff. More swing and miss always comes in handy in a big league game.
Yeah, and he's kept the ball in the yard too. As we take a look at his pitch mix, he has utilized everything. The last start, as you heard, the slider and the curveball were really good. He starts utilizing that 170 batting average versus that curveball. That's one of those keys tonight. He's got to have that along with maintaining his fastball usage.
Well, tip your cap to the Rockies last night. They made it tough on the Cardinals. They had 10 hits the first 5 innings. Warren Schaefer's club put the leadoff man on. These guys can swing the bat. Jake McCarthy, Kyle Karros, Cole Carrig atop their Menards starting lineup. Hunter Goodman, 33 bombs behind the plate. TJ Rumfield, an impressive hitter with 3 hits last night. Ezekiel Tovar will hit 9th for the Colorado club, which has gone 18-39 on the road. They've lost their last 4 games in a row, but really a markedly improved team from last season. It was a struggle for the Rockies. They won a total of 43 games last season. They are far ahead of their 2025 pace.
Yeah, they always try to solve that pitching aspect of their club, but offensively, to your point, Chip, they are dangerous. They put a lot of pressure on you. They're more athletic, and the challenges are right in front of Matthew Liberatore,
who was very aggressive, as you heard, against Toronto. 6 innings of 1-hit ball. Must be a dome thing. His 2 best starts in the big leagues in Toronto and in Tampa Bay. No dome in St. Louis on a hot, muggy night against the purple-clad Colorado Rockies. And the first pitch is belted to deep right. It's 1-0. That guy is red hot. He just hit his 12th home run. And on the very first pitch of the game, Colorado strikes with a leadoff homer. Lefties, righties, doesn't matter for McCarthy. He knows what's coming, and he is not missing.
Yeah, 3 for 4 last night. He is on that fastball. Jake McCarthy, 400 batting average on the first pitch, and that's his 4th home run.
Kyle Karros is next. So it's keeping with the theme of last night. Another leadoff hitter reaches. This time, McCarthy scores to extend his hit streak to 7 games. Karros 9 homers and 41 driven in. Can Libby avoid having an inning spiral out of control? That at times has been a problem for him this season. So after the homer, 2 balls, no strikes. And that's taken high. Willie Traynor has ball strike duty in game 2. Challenge for Libby on this muggy night. He perspires very heavily. Can he keep grip of the baseball? Even in Toronto, he said that was a problem.
Well, it's so important, Chip, as you know, just getting a feel for that, but also just not trying to stay out of the center of the plate, which is very important. When he was working well the last start, it was all quadrants of the strike zone.
Battles back to fill it up for the Colorado third baseman, Kyle Karros.
Well, Karros, the young hitter, has an advanced approach, and what I mean about that, he will stay inside the baseball. Obviously, the knowledge of his dad playing so many years in the big leagues.
Knows his strike zone, 46 walks, and that's going to be number 47 as he'll reach first base. A homer and a walk starts the Colorado opening inning. So the Cardinals defense hopefully will be on point again tonight. They were terrific in game 1. We'll see the debut of Everson Pereira, the newest Cardinal. He's in left field. Nathan Church, Jordan Walker in the outfield in center and in right. Jordan, Wynn, Weatherholt, Burleson, and Ivan Herrera, the man behind the plate. Cole Carrig next. He was 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts and a double play. That snapped a 10-game on-base streak.
It's like Matthew is working under the baseball just a little bit, trying to get on top of that. As you mentioned, this is an aggressive Colorado Rockies offense.
5 homers, 28 driven in for Cole Carrig. And that one yanked foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Carried out of San Diego State, a second-round pick 3 years ago for Colorado. A premium defender a couple of years ago in the minor leagues, 18 assists as an outfielder. So keep that in mind as Carrick will patrol center tonight.
Well, very good athlete, Chip, to your point. But Warren Schaefer was on the homestand. He walked in from his car. He said, "Hey, you all right with playing shortstop today?" And he got his first major league appearance at shortstop.
1-2. Little pop. That should be no trouble for Burley or JJ. It's going to be Burleson. And there's Liberatore's first out. Caro's still at first. Look, you're as young as Carrick, and your manager comes up and asks if you want to play. I'm sure you don't care where. Just put me in the lineup, coach. I'm ready.
Yeah, and that's his mentality, too. So many glowing remarks about the young player. Very athletic, and there's a lot to learn in the big leagues when you get there, but he has done a very good job being versatile for Warren Schaefer, the manager of the Rockies.
Hunter Goodman, the 33 home run hitting catcher for Colorado, is next. Home plate umpire was confirming that Liberatore did not disengage from the rubber. He never towed the slab, so he's got his full complement of 2 for the Rockies cleanup man. Runner at first goes, got a good jump. Throw to second is nowhere close. So Caro steals his 4th base. He's in scoring position. That erases the double play.
Well, they're going to be aggressive, especially with Herrera back there. The big leg kick being on a lefty, you'll go first move most times. That's what Caros does, advancing another 90 feet.
Goodman trying to pass Chris Iannetta for #1 on the Rockies catchers home run list in their history, in their franchise's history. Iannetta with 78 of them. And Goodman takes a strike. 8 of his 33 have come against left-handed pitchers. A ton of home runs on the road, too. He is not just a Coors Field slugger. In fact, 18 of his 33 have come away from altitude.
Chip, that's why so many people around the trade deadline were trying to ask for Hunter Goodman. Surprising how many teams needed catching help at the trade deadline.
As good as he's been, it's been a struggle of late in situations like this for Goodman. And Libby's having trouble getting the ball down. 3 balls and a strike. And he is going to the rosin bag almost after every pitch or every other pitch.
Yeah, that's difficult with the pitch clock as well. Just speeds you up a little bit. You'd like to settle into your start.
Pitch clock down to 1 second as he turns it loose. Line drive to short. Bad base running at second. Libby gets a double play turned, and the Cardinals are out of the first inning. Jake McCarthy homers on the first pitch. Libby puts out the fire after that, and the Redbirds are coming up next.
New Jibbies.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
There's the villain so far. Jake McCarthy homers on the game's first pitch. Colorado, though, gets just 1 in the opening inning. And now Ollie Marmol presents this Menards starting 9. It looks a little different for game 2. Weatherholt, Walker, Herrera, 1, 2, 3. Jose Fermin is the designated hitter. Blaze Jordan 7th, Nathan Church 8th, and Everson Pereira, most recently with the White Sox, will make his St. Louis debut against Kyle Freeland, the longtime veteran, 33 years young. 3-10 mark so far on the season.
Yeah, last year of his long-term deal, a 5-year contract, and this is what his arsenal is. The big thing is his cutter. He is backed off velocity-wise with that cutter. He's been hurt with it.
.90-91's about top velo on that fastball. He really is a try to trick you left-hander and has done a great job of that in the past. He's really unique in that he's pitched better in his home ballpark than he has on the road. That's usually not the case for so many who've worn Colorado colors.
Yeah, he doesn't fear that, but one aspect of it, he doesn't like to give out free passes. That's an aspect that he has been very good. He will miss over the middle of the plate at the wrong times, and that's what you have to capitalize if you're the Cardinal offense.
Weatherholt riding a 23 plate appearance streak without a strikeout. He's about to see his fourth pitch. He was 0 for 3 here last night. And out of play 2-2. One more note on Freeland. 3-10 his overall record. He is winless on the road this year. 0-7 with an ERA over 8. So take advantage of that tonight and win the series. They give JJ the third base line with nobody out. Freeland lets her rip. And that snaps the strikeout streak at the knees. One man down. I'll look at the Colorado defense. They can go get him in the outfield. McCarthy, Carrig, and Beck. Remember, Carrig has a terrific arm in center. Ezekiel Tovar, a Gold Glover a couple of years ago. Willie Castro in a 2-year deal at second. TJ Rumfield, very impressive hitter and defender. And Goodman, of course, is behind the plate. Walker over the top, rolls to third. Karros, quick release, and just in time. Bang, bang play, 2 outs. See if the Cardinals take a peek. They will not. Walker, 1 for 4 last night, rolls over the first pitch. We saw it last night, Mark. This has been a Cardinal team that all year long has hit the fastball.
Yeah.
It's the changeup that has given them some issues. Can they stay back and wait on Freeland to get there?
Yeah, and that's going to be important too. And you look at Freeland with that changeup, it's a .307 batting average against, but he saw the struggles that the Cardinals had last night.
So Ivan Herrera digs in with that setup in mind. Let's see what Ivan gets. 13 homers, 48 driven in. So what is, Mark, your Toyota key for the Cardinals to win game 2 tonight?
Well, embrace the changeup because you have to change your attack, maybe shift the field to be able to do that. But last night, 14 swings, 7 foul balls on that changeup, but 5 swings and misses. Kyle Freeland is one of those veteran guys that watches the approach and what they're doing, and he will adjust. He throws it 14% of the time.
Herrera batting .248 against lefties. Knuckle curveball makes it 1-2.
Now, just to expound on that, you want to shift the field and stay on the fastball, but take it to the big part of the field. Gives you opportunities to stay on that changeup just a little bit longer on the pull side.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Modern day hitters seldom do it, but I would imagine Freeland would be a great candidate to move up into the front part of the batter's box against. Herrera locked in the backside as a right-hand hitter, forces a 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, typically most guys stay in the same spot because they just want to get the ball close to him. You hear so much different terminology these days, and I appreciate that. But when you get consistent numbers, it's handling all pitches.
Swing and a shot into the left field corner. Another extra base hit for Herrera. He's on his way to second. There's the first Cardinal hit. 8 of his last 14 hits have been for extra bases. There's that slug we've been waiting on. It is starting to appear here in August.
Now coming off last night's home run, his 13th, 108.8 off this bat. That's what you want to do. Put the barrel on it, and Herrera needs to go on one of those hot stretches. That's a really nice swing down the line.
52nd hit with 2 strikes for Herrera. He's got 20 doubles, and now Burley's up. Burley had an 0 for night last night. And ball 1 for the Cardinals' first baseman. Burley's struggles against lefties have been well documented, but he's been a lot better since the All-Star break. Lefty versus lefty.
Yeah, just a shade under 200 versus left-handers, but it's been a better approach in the second half.
What I like about this guy, he is a perfectionist. He can go 4 for 4 and say, yeah, but I could have gone 5 for 5. Yeah. That's why he's a Silver Slugger, and that's why he's on his way to a great career.
He has a very similar approach to like Sean Casey back in the day when he was with the Reds. It's a line drive approach, occasional home run pop, but he expects greatness about him, and that's what makes him a Silver Slugger and a really tough out.
Fourth best RBI total in our league was 77. He's 4 behind his teammate Jordan Walker. The pitch. Freeland coming off arguably his best game in the big leagues. His first complete game. He beat the Royals, gave up 1 run. Struck out 8. He's making his 21st start tonight. That one gets away. It's a check swing strike. Burley's going to sprint to first, and he's going to make it. So the inning stays alive. It'll be a strikeout and a wild pitch and a chance for Fermin with runners at the corners.
I wonder if Burley thought this was trying to sell a foul ball. Gets by, you see that cutter, and that's his important pitch, but Goodman doesn't secure that. It was a late call, but then you start seeing Burley hustling down the line, extending this inning.
And it scored a pass ball, not a wild pitch. But either way, you scored first and third for a good contact hitter, Fermin. Look at the acreage they give him between first and second. This would be a perfect time for the Cards DH to snap a modest 0 for 9.
Yeah, and he has the bat control to be able to do that. Work inside it.
Rockies a sloppy first inning, a bad base running play at second turns into a double play, and now a pass ball gives St. Louis an extra out in its first inning, but the Rockies for the moment lead 1-0.
Now Freeland 6 pitches to get the first 2 outs, and now this is going to be his 20th pitch in the first inning. 115 in that good outing that you talked about, Chip.
Bright sunshine for back in right. He's in a couple of steps. And top velo for Freeland. Collarbone high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll take another ball in the dirt here. There it was, but Goodman was able to knock that one down.
Now, we talked about Goodman's throwing arm, but he is very good at receiving, being able to block the balls in the dirt. It's one of those traits that you have to have, and you got to give your pitcher confidence about burying the ball in the dirt.
Deuce is wild in the Cardinals' first. Pitch 22 coming for Fermin. And cork foul. This is why the Cardinals really like what he has done. He is a pain in the you-know-what at the plate.
And that's such a good compliment, because you'll spoil those pitchers' pitches, but also wait for that mistake. Ollie understands what he brings to this lineup.
Crowd hushed with the 2-2. So Fermin will see 7 pitches at the least in the first inning. Didn't chase it. And now Burleson will be off to the races from first. This is when the Cardinals offense is really fun to watch unless you're pitching to it.
Yeah.
Make them work. Herrera 90 feet away. Burleson leads at first. There he goes. The pitch hammered down the line. One and at bat by Fermin. One run scores. Burleson's getting waved around. He will score without a throw. Jose Fermin puts the Cardinals in front. That was a big league at bat.
Standing O for that at bat, and you are exactly right, Chip. Our Chevy pitch tracks will show the location. Kyle Freeland doesn't like free passes, 9 in the last 6 games. But you understand too, this is Jose Fermin at his best, fouling off tough pitches till you get that mistake, and that was a huge one. Changes the dynamic of that first inning. Continues to produce at big levels for Ollie.
The hit will get the headlines, but let's not forget a pass ball on a third strike that would have ended the inning. And Fermin with a long at bat doubles into the left field corner. And the Cardinals counter punch with 2 of their own in the first inning and lead for the first time. Mason Wynn next. What a night for him last night. His fingerprints were all over the Cardinals' 3-2 win. 2 stolen bases for Wynn, all those excellent defensive plays, and a double and a run at the plate.
Yeah, it was the all-around game that he showcased. Defensively, they were 2 huge gems, also turned 2 double plays. But offensively, that approach going the other way and that double, saw him doing the little things. We talked about winning on the margins. It's so important for this club to continue that. Mason was huge last night.
1 ball, 1 strike. Mason's done a really good job of hitting the ball the other way with authority, and Markey's done an even better job hitting in situations like this. He's been maybe the most consistent hitter with runners in scoring position for the Cardinals since the break.
Yeah, this is when you want to pile on. Jose Fermin coming up with that big at bat, just added.
Now the 1-2. It's shot to third. Good play. Karros took away a hit and saved a run. But some sloppy play by the Rockies cost them a couple of runs offensively and defensively. And after one, Matthew Liberatore leads 2-1.
Liberty.
Top 2 in St. Louis. Cards up 2-1. Mason Wynn pretty much shows us why he's a Gold Glover each and every game. Last night, a highlight reel stop on Hunter Goodman with Ryan Stanek on the hill. Stanek told me he loves having Wynn behind him in the field, partly because of the way Mason plays. He said if there's one guy that's always ride or die for the pitcher, it's Mason. He makes me want every ball hit to him because I know he wants every ball hit to him. He's an elite defender. Guys, that's quite an endorsement.
No doubt. He is indeed magical at shortstop.
The ball is confirmed. St. Louis has 1 challenge remaining.
The Cardinals use a challenge here in the second inning. And it was Matthew Liberatore that called it. He was incorrect. So 1 left the rest of the way for St. Louis. Libby's got a 2-1 lead for TJ Rumfield. This guy's won the Rookie of the Month award twice. If the Rockies were better and maybe seen on national TV more frequently, I think he'd get a lot more street cred for the Rookie of the Year award.
Yeah, this just shows too, left on left, it doesn't matter. I mean, his splits are really comfortable left-handed versus right-handed as well.
He made a great comp last night. It must be something in the thin air of Denver, Colorado, left-hand hitting first baseman that flirt with 300 averages.
Yeah, and Todd Helton did it better than most. Obviously entering the Hall of Fame. Just fun to be around. He's obsessed with his all-around game, and why I say that, he hated pop-ups. So early work for him, and typically you wouldn't see this in many players, but he would get out the Ponza machine and shoot up pop-ups just to get better at it.
Libby misses low, and another leadoff man is on for Colorado. 11 innings, 8 leadoff men have reached for the Rockies. That is not a recipe for success. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes, presented by T-Mobile's the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks at MLB.com/Journey to 30 sweeps. Herrera can't corral that one in the dirt. Runner advances 90 feet. So some sloppy play for both clubs in the first 2 innings tonight.
Now you see the curveball, and it is in the dirt. Goes off that chest protector and just shoots too far away from Herrera. Easy advancement for Rumfield.
He had it squared up, but couldn't keep it close. So Willie Castro will try to get the runner to third base. He's been hot, an 8-game hit streak for him. And that one grazes the inside corner. Castro signed a 2-year deal. The Rockies have a lot of new faces on their club. It's paid off for them. 43 wins last year. In total, they have 45 entering tonight's play. That was a pitch that was cooking in Toronto. That was nice. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, we mentioned the curveball and the slider were working for Matthew the last start. That slider, a .218 batting average against. So both of those pitches are important for him tonight.
Big lead at second. And a little looper towards second. JJ's got it. The Rockies wander off second again.
Well, these are compound mistakes by the Rockies, and it's good for the Cardinals. It's a play you have to watch and make sure you can advance. If it gets over J.J. Weatherhold's head, you're easily into third base. You're not scoring on that. But again, a really good play for J.J. and helping out Matthew Liberatore.
Jordan Beck is the right fielder. He was aggressive early in the count when he came in late last night. Well, getting the leadoff man on is okay if you know you're going to get double plays.
Maybe this is the formula.
It's not ideal, but the Cardinals have turned 4 of them in this series. Chris Tuno, our great PR man, is in tune with all things analytically. He said the hit probability on that batted ball was 81% that JJ was able to catch up to. Grounded left side and just under the glove of Blaze Jordan. So the bad base running cost Colorado another run. Beck has his second hit of the series. It comes with 2 outs.
Now Beck came off the bench last night and got a couple at bats, but he came through in that pinch hitting opportunity. Gets this one through the 5.5 hole.
And that'll bring up Tyler Freeman, who is, statistically speaking, a prototypical Colorado hitter. Dramatic home road splits for the designated hitter. At home batting .295, on the road .216, but oddly enough all of his homers have come away from Denver. When Todd Helton went to the Hall of Fame, there were so many who were saying, well, he played at Coors Field. Yeah, well, he was also drafted by the Rockies. It's not like he had a choice. It's a major league franchise. The rules should apply to him, and he did great damage both home and road.
Yeah, he passed the eye test no matter where he played. Being able to watch a hitter like that every single day was really impressive, because he changed within an at bat. He would make it very difficult for the opposition, but also come through at big moments.
I used to kid Todd, the only thing wrong with him as an athlete is he chose the wrong college.
Yeah, good friends with Peyton Manning because of the Tennessee roots.
2-1 pitch is poked towards short. Mason again. More magic. He takes away a hit. Our Cardinals are flying all over the diamond. Bad base running by Colorado and great defense by Mason Wynn. That preserves a 2-1 Cardinals lead. Swing Dog, this would be a good day to be a Duck. You could paddle around and cool off at Tower Grove Park or any of the other beautiful sites in metropolitan St. Louis on the weekend.
Oh, what a life. I wouldn't mind being a Duck.
No, why?
I mean, just cruising around, feeling comfortable about the day. Never going to be hot because you're in the water.
Blaze Jordan leads off the home second. Cardinals trying to get back over 500. We start play 3.5 games out of the wild card race. One of the teams ahead of us is in town next, the Phillies. We got 6 head-to-head with Philadelphia coming up. Those will be critically important games, so if you haven't made your plans to join us Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we hope you will come on down to Busch Stadium.
Yeah, and they're an interesting club at the deadline. They had to move a lot of pieces around the diamond, make adjustments. Luis Arias playing second base.
Chopper toward third. Karros a good play. That's 2 in a row for the young third sacker. And Freeland down a run, gets the first out in the second. Nathan Church batting .235, drove in a run last night. That was an impressive offensive performance for the Cardinals. A very Cardinal way type game. Took advantage of what the Rockies gave him. Couple of sac flies, scored the first 2 of the night.
Yeah, and sac flies were huge last night.
Church tries to bunt, but Freeland a good athletic play for the second out.
Talked about winning on the margins, but doing little things. They weren't good with runners in scoring position, but you have to look for that approach to go the other way, use the big part of the field, and those were huge runs last night. Ollie always talks about doing the little things, but you have to do the little things consistently. You can't take a break on those. That's a reason why this team has been successful in the first half.
Let's welcome Everson Pereira to the Cardinals family, acquired on a waiver claim from the White Sox. Pereira's no rookie. He's been around with now 4 major league franchises. This guy's a lottery ticket. He's 25 years old. He put up eye-popping numbers in AAA. It hasn't translated yet at the big league level. But he's got some pop, and he's, as Ollie said, a really good defensive outfielder, which Cardinals need to maybe give Nathan Church a breather every now and then. He's more than capable, Pereira, of playing center.
Yeah, and they used Jose Fermin in center field, and yeah, that's the Swiss Army knife, but you'd like to have athletically getting into the gaps, especially here at Busch Stadium.
This one driven towards center, and Carrick is there, and that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. Off we go to the third. The Cardinals lead another 1-run game with the Rockies. You've seen the patch on every Cardinals jersey. That's Stiefel, one of America's fastest growing wealth management and investment banking firms, proudly rooted in St. Louis. It's a partnership built on excellence. Here we go, third inning. The Cardinals lead it 2-1. All the offense in the opening frame. Libby could use an easy inning. He's already thrown 32 pitches. Colorado's had the leadoff man on twice. And they start with Ezekiel Tovar, their shortstop. A couple of years ago, this guy was the toast of the town. Big time power, a lot of runs, Gold Glove. He's battled injury and hasn't been quite the same either at the plate or at shortstop.
Yeah, and they felt like they had a real good one. See the numbers, they bear that. And sometimes you go through those struggles, those down years, trying to pick yourself up. Those aren't the numbers that you want, because playing at Coors Field, you can remedy a lot of those. But he plays a very good shortstop, very athletic.
Year 3 of a 7-year contract for the 2024 Gold Glover. There's that good slider from Liberatore. Good result, that is. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it looks like Matthew is going north-south, but also east-west. That's when his game is at its best. He's got to drive that fastball down.
First 2 innings, everything was up for Matthew. Remember, he issued the walk in the second. The idea was right, just below the knees.
Right.
So after that first pitch homer, he's starting to get into a rhythm here. As that one whacked off the side wall foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it's so tricky because you want to set up that curveball with the high fastball chip, but also if you're driving that fastball down, it sets up that quick slider and getting more swing and miss for Matthew Liberatore.
He has yet to strike out a Rockies hitter in the game, but he's got Tovar set up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He will see a 7th pitch. Swing and a miss. There's a break. He swung at ball 3. That changeup darted down and away for Libby's first strikeout.
It's so good for Libby to get swing and miss. Has a good changeup here. Starts on the plate and works off. Exposing Tovar, getting out of the strike zone again.
So our Bet365 betting odds, the over-under for punch-outs. The line set at 5.5. Let's see if we can solve Jake McCarthy, who's 4 for 5 in the series. Whoa, what a play. John Jay with an excellent grab with a bare hand. He just saved Chris Conroy's life.
Get out of the way, CC.
John Jay's got a busy day tomorrow. Hopefully help the Cardinals win Game 3 of the series. He's got a big charity event tomorrow that we'll tell you about after McCarthy's trip to the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. That bird is back. The mourning dove that was here earlier has returned. 0-2 pitch. Shot to first. Libby late, and that's going to cost him. Both teams have had some mental lapses in this game, and defensively it has been offensive in the first 2+.
Yeah, and that's something you can control. Burley makes a really good play, and just that hesitation. McCarthy is one of those guys that has plus speed. He has shown it in this series already in the second game.
So another hit. And now Kyle Karros is up. He walked and stole a base. He leads their team in walks with 47 now. And in for a strike. Yeah, John Jay tomorrow night from 6 to 9 p.m. You can join him at the Family Golf Learning Center. Some of the Cardinals staff will be there for closest to the pin long drive competition. Your $100 ticket gets you free food. There's a great charitable auction for John Jay and his foundation, and it helps benefit the PGA Reach Gateway.
Yeah, John loves the game of golf too. When he gets a free time, a free moment, he likes to do that.
And now Karros gets hit by a pitch. So 2 aboard for Carrick, 1 out.
Now you see the slider not having a good feel for all of his off-speed pitches. That gets that right foot, the instep.
Well, that just sets us up for the inevitable double play.
Yeah. Why not?
Cole Carrick popped out to first in the first. And rolls over that. This guy has a nice line on his resume. He is the first Colorado hitter to hit a homer on a pitched ball over 100 miles an hour. He took Mizorowski of the Brewers deep.
That's saying something.
the year he has had. So you have to respect that. No balls and a strike. Runners take off. Pitch high. Throw through to second. It's nowhere near. And the Rockies are running at will against Liberatore, the lefty. And now second and third with one out. So Colorado's stolen 3 bases. We've had a wild pitch, a hit batter. And all this set up by the late break to first on McCarthy's ground ball to first. Second and third, the pitch. Swing and a drive. That is golf to left. Herrera twisting and turning. That is high off the fence, and that's going to score 2. Carrick almost hit it out of the ballpark. He doubles home a pair, and Colorado is back in front.
Well, Carrick saw 2 changeups in the at bat, and the second one he saw was a mistake. Watch the location. It's just elevated. Speeds up the bat and hits this one off the left field wall. Now Herrera not having the experience here and not playing that well off the wall.
Funny game, isn't it? No matter the opponent's record, if you give them extra outs, more often than not, they're going to make you pay. Now it's a stolen base at third. Libby's not looking anybody back, and as you know, Herrera hasn't thrown out a base runner since September of 2024.
Yeah, you still got to help them out, and you got to slow these runners down. They just had a double steal on you, and then Matthew Liberatore not giving that second look. Just out of sorts early in this game.
Goodman lined into a double play. That was because of bad base running by Kyle Karros. 3-2. The pitch is popped up. That might be in no man's land. It is going to drop. That's going to score the 4th run. So Goodman finally gets a break, his 67th RBI. The Rockies have a 3-run inning. And now it's a 4-2 lead.
Get that back.
So you don't cover first on a ground ball to first. You hit a batter. You allow 3 stolen bases and a blue pit, and it's 4-2 Colorado. And Dusty Blake is out. I think Libby needs a reset here. He's already approaching 50 pitches. So while the Cardinals try to solve the Rockies, we'll step aside for a quick word from BJC Healthcare.
Yeah, for me, this is giving Matthew Liberatore a break, but also there's intent here. You're getting him on the same page, being able to get back into your start. And this has had an ugly look at the beginning of this game.
Last night's game was so well played defensively. Tonight's off to a rocky start, if you'll pardon the pun. Here's TJ Rumfield, the first baseman. He walked and then got doubled up when he took off on the pop-up that J.J. Weatherholt caught. Nice pickup for the new Rockies front office, TJ Rumfield. They got him from the Yankees. Baldy Podesta's back in baseball. Josh Burns and Walker Monfort at the helm in Colorado. They've got a nice young offensive core. The challenge for this group, as has been the case since they started, getting the pitching to work both home and away.
Yeah, there's so many times where they've tried to throw things against the wall, see if it sticks, and this new regime is going to be able to give them that help. Comes with drafting and developing.
Line drive into right. That's down for the 6th Colorado hit. Rumfield has his 4th hit of the series, and no rest for the weary. Matthew Liberatore is having the same kind of trouble the Cardinals had with the Rockies offense last night. They had 10 hits in the opener and scored just twice.
Yeah, 0-2 and location was poorly placed.
Two on, one out. And Willie Castro. This might be the first game that Herrera's caught where the opponents have been so aggressive on the base paths. Frankly, it's been somewhat surprising that teams haven't run more frequently with him behind the plate. And all those steals have been instrumental in this 3-run third inning rally.
And that's the development too that he's going to have to be better at, the exchange, the pop time. But also you need help with your pitcher being able to hold runners. But you even saw with the Rockies, they had a deficit and they were still being aggressive. Not only second base, but third base as well with the double steal.
Right now, Matthew has nothing to go to, which wasn't the case last time out in Toronto when he had everything at his command. Got to make a pitch here. Won't be easy. 3 balls and a strike for the Colorado second baseman, Willie Castro. And call a strike. Castro's going to challenge this one. He thought it was ball 4.
Pitch was called a strike. The batter challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Barely a strike, but that's good enough. Both teams with one challenge left in the game. A run here.
Yeah, they'll set him in motion here. I would think so with Castro's contact skills.
They don't. At least not with that one. It's fouled straight back. Fan from Cahokia Heights, Illinois, made that catch down below. Nice crowd tonight, over 30,000 expected. The payoff again is lifted foul ground. Long run. Burley still chugging. He won't get there. We try again. 3-2. Roll to the left side. Step on the bag 1, and that's all we get. Cardinals force Goodman. 2 outs, first and second. Castro is 0 for 2. And now Jordan Beck is the batter. He is the 7th man to bat in the inning.
Well, a couple of blunders by the Rockies has kept that pitch count with the first 2 innings. Heavy workload in third here.
Excuse me, he's the 8th man to bat in the inning. Beck singled under the glove of Blaze Jordan his first time. It was a rocket. There's a first pitch strike. So it's 0-2. Feels like the Cardinals have been out in the field for an hour. 3 runs, 4 hits, a hit batter, and 3 stolen bases. For Colorado, the pitch. Swing and a miss, and mercifully that will retire the side. A 15-minute top of the third. The Rockies have taken the lead back. They enjoy a 4-2 score. in Forest Park. I think that's the Jewel Box. There was a ladder stuck on top of the building.
That's not how you get down. That's how you get up, right?
Yeah.
Not a good spot.
It'd be kind of uncomfortable. As fans from all across the Midwest enjoying a warm night, but not the score. It's 4-2, but early. Second time through the order now as J.J. Weatherholt leads off. Freeland had a nice long rest as the Cardinals were afield for 15 minutes. In the top of our third inning, J.J. took strike 3 to start his night. 36 hits for J.J. Weatherholt, lefty versus lefty this year. They give him the third base line with an 0-1 count. Well, let's make this guy work a bit. 2 balls and a strike. Lifted left side. Will it stay in play? It is into the seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now for JJ, and he has a simple approach, but it's good to have left on left, especially with a guy that doesn't have a lot of velocity. 237 batting average versus left-handers, but also 5 home runs. Sinks him into that opposite field approach we'd like to see him.
JJ's walked 55 times. The Cardinals rookie record 75 set by Solly Hemus back in 1951. He's got a shot at that. The pitch. Right off his thumbs, and that's out of reach of Castro. So hit number 37, lefty-lefty for Weatherholt. And did you see that? Brumfield said to JJ, how come you caught ours and turned that into a double play?
Exactly. This knuckle curveball looked like it backed up just enough. Gets it off the end of the bat because he fought his hands in nicely. And this sits. That's when you get to first base. You go, how funny is this game?
Well, let's get Jordan Walker going. It's been a long time since Walker's hit a home run, 22 games. But he does have a 7-game hit streak. What I've noticed from Jordan in the last week or so, Mark, it seems like he's running out of bat just at the very end of his swing.
Yeah, a lot of it is the direction of that barrel. The barrel's going towards shortstop, third base more times than he did in the first half. Just trying to center the field sometimes is very difficult if you don't have that path going with your hands. To me, you always hear Chip being connected, staying connected. He looks like he's separated at times. That's the lower half and the upper half not working together.
0-2. And another roll over to third. Karros will fire to first. Walker advances Weatherholt. And Jordan's 0 for 2. Herrera's next, a ringing double for him tonight. Speaking of Ivan Herrera, hope you'll join us this week on Cardinals Insider. He and Andre Palante will sample Busch Stadium's bacon-wrapped hot dog. Check that out on the Cardinals YouTube channel.
Who doesn't love bacon?
I love bacon.
I do
you know
too.
what? That bacon-wrapped hot dog might be top 5 ballpark foods for me.
Sounds good to me.
Maybe we can have one delivered and we can do our own preview and review.
Would you eat the whole thing or would you just like split it in half?
I'll split it in half.
That's cute.
No balls and a strike. That's toward the gap right center, but Beck's going to catch that. It was dying as he made a last-second lunge. So Herrera almost singles, but almost doesn't count. 2 outs, runner at second in the third inning.
I haven't seen Herrera go the other way too much in this second half. And Beck had to navigate the bank of lights as well for that catch.
Twilight's upon us here at the ballpark. Lights on. Shadows are all gone. Burleson had the key trip to the plate in the first inning. He struck out, but on a pass ball reached. And then that brought Jose Fermin to the batter's box. Fermin with a terrific 8-pitch at bat. Then doubled home 2 runs to put the Cardinals in front.
It seems like this game would be a huge different tone to it if it wasn't Fermin's at bat. Also that strikeout. How many times do you see a strikeout in your first at bat, but you also scored a run?
Pitch number 50 for Freeland is coming up. Remember, this guy has not won a game on the road this year. He has held the Cardinals to 2 runs on 3 hits. And to your point, were it not for a pass ball, we might be getting shut out. Burley chased that ball in the dirt, and Goodman's able to hang on this time. Nothing doing for St. Louis. A shutdown frame for the veteran Colorado lefty.
Marcos.
Time for our BJC Healthcare Injury Report, and that is a terrific graphic.
Yeah, and that's when you knock on wood too, right? You want to be lucky in that category, but there's a lot of talent that goes behind the scenes, and all he understands, they have a program in place that has been very good. They give off days. They understand how important that is. You think about it with Burleson the other day in Yankee Stadium coming up with that 3-home run game. The reason why I say it, he had an off day the following day, and mentally around the trade deadline had a lot of impact on Burley. It's the communication skills that you talk about, and I think that's what's really important to note, how to navigate a 162-game season.
Freeman to left, and Herrera handles his first chance. There's out number 1. Hey, it's Country Music Night, Friday, August 28th. With your theme ticket, fans take home a Country Music Night Cardinals t-shirt, plus a pregame concert featuring live music at the ballpark. You get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme. We've had some great Friday night promotions at the ballpark this summer. Hard to believe we're headed toward mid-August. Kids are getting back to school. Every parent celebrating that. And August 28th could be a very important series. The Cardinals host the Pirates for 3 games. Then a 3-city Western trip. LA, Colorado, San Francisco.
Does the season fly by for you?
It has this year.
Yeah.
There are some where
they slow down a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little rough. But this team's been fun. They've been energetic, exciting, great to work with.
Yeah, we always talk about how important it is, the communication with the players, being able to have that environment. It's not always the case around baseball, and we've dealt with a lot of different types of teams. Ollie sets the tone for what really is responsible for all that, the connection towards the players.
And the most fun thing of all is when your team is fighting for a playoff spot. Are the odds great for the Cardinals with the number of teams ahead of them and the tiebreakers that are obstacles? No, but they're 3.5 games out in the wild card race, and as we've seen throughout baseball this year, if you go on a 7 of 8, 7 of 9 kind of run in the win column, you can leapfrog past some teams, and that's exactly what St. Louis did last night. They passed Miami. They're a game and a half behind San Diego. And oh, by the way, if for some reason the Cardinals and Padres finish tied for 3rd, Cardinals own that tiebreaker. And best news of all, we've got 6 games head-to-head with the Phillies.
Yeah.
So our fate is in our own hands to a degree.
And that's what you want. That's the learning curve of this young team. And we always talk about a young team, inexperience of it, but you want to play important games August, September. And it's how important it is where you show up to the field and you have that feeling in the locker room. That comes out, and that's what you want to represent on the field.
This guy's trip to the plate in the third inning might prove to be the biggest play of this game. That started the cascade of batters and 3 Colorado runs to put him in front. McCarthy's homered and singled in the game. He scored twice. That sharply hit, tough hop, and Mason's kind of a throw is going to retire the side. Double play number 3 turned in by the Cardinals in this game. Libby has a quick fourth. Boy, did he need that. It's 4-2, Rockies in front. See him at beautiful Forest Park, where the Rockies lead the Cardinals 4-2. Boy, today would be a beautiful day to walk around the park, walk around the perimeter.
Beautiful property.
And maybe we'll see, for me, make a little more history for the Cardinals here in the 4th inning. Fermin, a big 2-run double in the first. Speaking of history, Max Scherzer's starting tonight for Toronto. He had a great game against the Cardinals. He got that ever elusive number of strikeouts to become the 10th leading strikeout artist in the history of the game. He passed Walter Johnson tonight.
What a career. And it wasn't a surprise that he stepped up, and I love the fact that the manager came out to take the ball from him and he said no thank you.
Yeah.
He still has that street cred around baseball. He has earned it.
And a challenge for us in Toronto, we had 3 different statistical sources with 3 different career strikeout totals for Scherzer. Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame had one number, the stat services that MLB uses had another, and the Blue Jays had a third number. So we were playing kind of a guessing game, and Dan Schulman, the great Toronto broadcaster, said, well, we're going to go with the number in the Jays press notes, and so that's what we did, and that turned out to be the proper digits.
Puts you in a little pickle, doesn't it?
High pop fly out of play. Yeah, would have gotten kind of redundant, and with that strikeout, Max Scherzer again is passing Walter Johnson. But yeah, a great career for Max Scherzer. St. Louis native from Parkway Central High School. Talked to him at length in Toronto. Don't know how long he's going to keep going, but like so many, he's a guy that they'll have to rip the uniform off him before he stops trying. The pitch. Yeah, it curled around the plate, full count. Another good trip for me into the dish.
And that's the interesting part when you think of Max Scherzer. You know, he has put in the work, but also you don't talk to him on the day he starts. The intensity that he brought to the table.
Yeah, I told the story in Toronto again when I was with the Braves. Scherzer came into town with the Mets, and he was in the visiting clubhouse manager's office at Truist Park. And I said, oh, excuse me, I'll leave. He said, no, Chip, you can stay. Let's talk. We're both St. Louis guys. I said, I'm not a psycho until Sunday. That's when he pitches. So there's a pitch low, and Fermin coaxes a leadoff walk. There's the start. We said Freeland doesn't walk many. That's the first of the game. So Mason Wynn a chance to do some magic. Jim Hayes, he certainly did that last night.
Yeah, part of it was he stole 2 bases in a game last night to match his career high. Mason says he'd like to run more. He told me that's something I need to unlock. He said that goes back to some of the pregame stuff I need to work on. Ollie Marmol said he thinks Mason starting to get more comfortable on the bases. He said Mason is now doing more studying on what opposing pitchers are doing with guys on base. And Ollie said Mason has speed and he's fearless, and that's a good combo for a base runner.
Sure was last night. Double digits in stolen bases now for Mason. 18 hits, 10 RBIs in his career against Colorado. That's more than any other Cardinal in tonight's lineup.
How about Jose Fermin tonight? 8 pitches in both at bats. One was a double and the other one is a walk. Talked about Freeman limiting those free passes. That's his 10th walk in his last 13 starts.
0-2 pitch. I know he likes being called the Ferminator, but when you get that shot of Jose leading at first. I haven't given up on Joey Chicklets yet.
That's a different tone to it, doesn't it?
He's just such a great person.
He is.
Really happy for his career year this year for St. Louis. Mason got under that and skies it to left. He missed hitting that one a longer way by millimeters. McCarthy puts it away. 1 on, 1 out. Blaze Jordan next. Blaze rolled out to third his first time up. He's coming off an excellent road trip to Toronto and Yankee Stadium. He had 7 hits and carries a 7-game hit streak into action tonight. A long one would tie the game. A lot of baseball left at Busch. And a base hit the other way. Love it. I think that's, in so many ways in our game, a lost art. Take what they're giving you.
Right.
If he's going to pitch outer half and they give you the right side, pile up the singles.
Yeah, and we'll watch where this pitch is. Our Chevy pitch tracks. It's out and elevated, but he goes the other way so well. If you're giving that hole, you're going to have to take it. Unselfish at bat, but keep the line moving.
Especially against Freeland, he's not going to supply the power. You can ping him to death.
Yeah, such a good point.
Nathan tried to bunt his first time up. 2 on for him. And low. For the last 2.5, 3 weeks, Oliver Marmol has said this guy's underlying metrics are showing that he's doing a lot better than the numbers would show. And now the numbers are starting to show the talent that Nathan Church has. Handles lefties well. He's hitting his line drives. He's starting to command the strike zone now, Mark. He's not a 3-pitch out like he was in the first couple of months of his return to the big leagues.
Yeah, to your point, Chip, 242 batting average versus left-handers, and right-handers, it's a 233. So he's better against lefties, but also he's centering the strike zone much more.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
There's times that he looks like he's behind on the fastball, but I think he's letting that ball travel, making swing decisions better. That's the reason why you see those metrics changing a little bit. The want is there.
Fermin can fly at second. Blaze Jordan at first. And Church bangs that off his body to stay alive. Cardinals forced 29 Freeland pitches in the first inning. Checking the runner at second and the 1-2. Broken back. The Rockies will get 1 at first. And second and third, 2 outs. And here is Pereira. This would be a great way to introduce yourself to Cardinals fans. How about a 2-out hit?
Well, you set the table, second and third, and that's what you need to do. Cardinals offense was really good. They were good with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. These are needed runs.
Pereira hit it hard his first time and fly to center. Pereira's issues with the White Sox this year. He was on the IL 3 times, but when healthy, hit 4 homers, drove in 11. So apparently Freeland already stepped on and then off the rubber, so he only has 1 disengagement left in this sequence against the Cardinals' number 9 hitter. Willie Trainer. Make sure Warren Schaefer is on the proverbial same page. Tying runs in scoring position, 2 outs. Still early in game 2, 4-2 Colorado the lead. There's that cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, the cutter is probably his best pitch, but he tries to mix in everything else, giving different looks. Kyle Karros is going to play a little bit deeper at third base. That's going to allow Jose Fermin to get down the line. Reason why I say that, there's been he's been erratic tonight for Freeman. He hasn't been pinpoint. So if that pass ball happens, you want to be able to add that run.
Two balls and a strike. Almost hit him. That pops away, or did hit him. So that'll load the bases. So the back foot instep will be sore for Everson Pereira.
Yeah, like I said, he has been effectively wild tonight. But again, loading the bases up for the Cardinals, this is a situation where you have to capitalize on.
Weatherholt, a bloop single over second his first time. Let's see if he can drive something here. No place to put him. 1 ball, no strikes. Fermin started with a walk. Blaze Jordan, an opposite field single, and Pereira got plunked. Lifted out of play, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, JJ took a shot there. Just out of the strike zone, but I love the aggressiveness.
Outfield deep. Swing and a shot hit towards center. And right at Carrick, and that will retire the side. Cardinals load him up with 2 outs, but can't break through. We're through 4 at Busch Stadium. Friday is August 28th. We told you the Pirates will be in town that night. Fans 21 and up will take home a City Connect quarter zip pullover. That's courtesy of our friends at Budweiser. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/promotions. What's happened to the Pirates? Pittsburgh's really hit the skids. They have lost 12 of their last 16 games. Disappointing run of play on the trade deadline. They've added some to their team, but their offense kind of has gone south with Ryan O'Hearn to the injured list.
Yeah, that hurts too. He's had such a good year. A nice mainstay in their lineup.
Kyle Karros is the batter. 3 balls, no strikes. Libby has labored through 4 innings. He's had base runners in all of them. The 3-1 pitch is out of play. Michael McGreevy and Michael Lorenzen hook up tomorrow. Then the Cardinals rotation against the Phillies tips off with Hunter Dobbins. He's expected to be in rotation the rest of the season for St. Louis with the trade of Dustin May to the Brewers. I think that's something we should all be excited about over these final 2 months. Much more organizational pitching depth for the Cardinals. As that one's whacked toward right and right at Walker, 1 out. There's more of it coming. We've seen Quinn Matthews. Another name to keep an eye on is Tanner Franklin. He's at Double-A. Look what he did with Springfield.
Yeah, and that's a nice debut, especially in Springfield. That's a loaded roster, both Triple-A and Double-A. Tanner Franklin's one of those names that you're looking at. It's a power fastball, but he's got a little bit of moxie on the mound, which you absolutely love. The development is so important, adding to that pitching depth, as you said, Chip.
Carrick is next and fouls it back. I'm really excited for that man and his entire pitching program. Dusty Blake, number 1, doesn't get enough credit for the job he has done with this staff. I'll bet many fans didn't realize that the St. Louis Cardinals starting rotation has the 4th best ERA in the National League. That one inside the bag, fair. Carrick's got an extra base hit. That's off the side wall. And he'll hustle into second with a one-out double. For all the hue and cry about the Cardinals not having swing and miss stuff, and for all that they aren't, let's tip your cap to what they are and what Dusty has gotten out of this group and the progression they have collectively made this year. When you think about the growth of pitchers like Andre Palante and Kyle Leahy and Michael McGreevy, those three in particular, there they are. I mean, that's something all of us should credit and be excited about as we hunt down a potential playoff spot.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that's your lifeline when you think about winning consistently at this level. We talk about it all the time.
Goodman pops it up. Long run and right. Walker's got that one measured up and wisely makes a two-handed catch. 2 outs.
It's so important to develop what you have in front of you, and Dusty Blake and his staff have done a very good job getting these guys consistent, executing game plans. And yes, you're going to have some outliers as well when you play a long season like that, but he is very consistent at his approach, his communication skills, and we always talk about this coaching staff. Hear Brad talking about it as well. It's so important to understand and being on the same page in the growth individually, but also collectively.
The other cool thing is that the Cardinals have been able to, in the case of Franklin in particular, he was a reliever in college, and the Cardinals saw enough pitchability in him that they felt getting him in the system with all the investments they've made in coaching, in tech, TrackMan, all those things that are the below the waterline stuff that many fans miss out on. This kid's turned himself into one of those kinds of players that general managers and presidents of baseball operations dream on. If they hit, you really have something special on your hands, and that's what the Cardinals are hoping for from Franklin and so many others with the young pitchers that have come into the system in the last couple of years.
Yeah, you tiptoe around of how to extend them, how to put pressure on them, but also the developmental phase of getting to Double-A, maybe starting Double-A again next year. There's aspects of development that basically the player tells you when they're ready. But you made a great point about Tanner Franklin. This is a guy that's a bullpen guy turned into a starter. Maybe you're a little less trying to advance him in that phase.
Ground ball left side. Rumfield is having himself a great series. Runner around third. Cardinals hit the cutoff man, but too late. Rumfield has another multi-hit game. 5 hits in the series, and that guy's quite a hitter. He drives home his 59th run to extend the Rockies' lead.
Now, to be a good RBI guy, you're going to have to go left on left and go the other way. I love this, that he's not trying to turn and burn on it. He just goes the other way with a hard ground ball, adding to the lead for the Rockies.
Willie Castro is your second baseman for the Rockies. He's 0-for-2. One more note. In the old days, youngsters weren't automatically guaranteed a spot in the starting rotation. If you got to the big leagues, many times you went to the bullpen first and learned how to pitch to major league hitters there. And then when you figure that out, if your stuff translated to seeing a lineup 3 or more times, then you got a chance to start. And the track record of the Cardinals doing that at this level, I think, is unparalleled. And now that it's happening in the minor leagues too, bodes very well, I think.
I'll say this too, Chip, with all of the movement that's coming and the development in what Dusty Blake's going to eventually have at the big league level, it adds competition because everyone's name's talked about and there's only a few spots. So that competition level when you're in the minor leagues becomes real rather than being a single top prospect and you have few and far between. It's going to be a challenge for a lot of these guys to have the upper hand. It's going to be a nice friendly competition, but also individually you're trying to get your stuff done to get to the big leagues, but so is everyone else, and that challenge is going to really accelerate some of these guys' growth. You always want to compete, and you're competing at the minor league level to get to the big league level.
Castro is armored up. He's got a knee pad.
elbow pad that's a knee pad.
Haven't seen that before. The pitch. Castro must have very big elbows. That's my guess.
Yeah, it's a good guess.
One ball, two strikes.
Chip, I've always alluded to myself taking bad swings at the big league level, right? So if you foul one off,
I never saw
no,
one.
I say it. You foul one off the ankle. I had veterans tell me, don't wear the shin pad. That tells the hitter, the pitcher, that you are taking bad swings. Put it underneath the uniform. Now, you can't wear tight pants like that and put it under uniform, obviously. I had one at bat that
Wait. Why wouldn't you, as a single major league player, want to wear tight pants?
I can't.
Oh.
It's not a good look. Back then, that was the style.
3 balls, 2 strikes. And strike 3. Castro's going to challenge.
The pitch was called a strike. The batter challenging.
If Colorado's wrong, they'll be out of challenges in the game. They are wrong. ABS power by T-Mobile. That will retire the side. Libby's labored through 5. Colorado's touched him for 5 in the middle game of 3.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, 22 years ago, nearly to the day, look at the reception Larry Walker got when he waived his no-trade clause to come to the Cardinals.
I'll tell you this, Chip. I was with the Rockies when he got traded, and around that trading deadline, they were trying to push him. He had a no-trade clause, and he actually got traded to another team, and he said no a week before he became a Cardinal.
Pop fly, that's out of play for Jordan Walker. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Being a bench player, I was in the locker room oddly because he wasn't even suited up. He wasn't supposed to play because they were trying to trade him. And he told me about the team, the first team, and I said, hey, you have a no-trade clause. And he goes, well, I'm going to sleep on it, see what's going on. Obviously, he nixed that. And then a week later, when the Cardinals traded for him, he said, hey, I'm getting traded again. It's the Cardinals. I said, oh, my gosh, you're going to love it. You have to do that. And you saw the reason why. This fan base embraced what Larry Walker was as a player.
Now, that's a new chapter in Cardinals history. You're taking credit for Larry Walker accepting the deal to come to the Cardinals, who had the best record in baseball, I'm told, at the time of that trade at 71-38. But anytime Larry's around the Cardinals organization, either here in St. Louis or somewhere on the road, there's the pitch. The story that comes up is he strikes out on 3 pitches against Chris Benson and gets a standing ovation as he takes the walk of shame back to the dugout.
Right. And knowing Larry, he didn't look up. He didn't acknowledge it because he was frustrated that he struck out.
Walker jammed himself and pops to third. He has hit the ball that way 3 times tonight and is 0 for 3.
I'll say this, Chip. This is the best all-around player that I got to play with. 7 different organizations. And being around him, he was frustrated because the talent wasn't around him until Todd Helton came. And there were others. But you think about the numbers he put in 2004. He had a home run in every playoff series. The NLDS versus the Dodgers, he had 2. The NLCS versus Houston, he had 2 more. And then in the World Series against Boston, 2 home runs. The impact that he had, and also being a complement player in a huge, talented-laden team in 2004.
Going back to his days with the Expos, for a big man, I thought he was the best base runner I had seen in a long time, and maybe still is. He as a professional at the major league level, never made one. That's not to say in his days as a rookie ball player he didn't make a few.
Right.
You know the great story about Larry Walker? First the 0-2 pitch to Ivan Herrera. There's a shot, and that one is headed for the corner again. It's 2-double night for Herrera. That's a good way to spend a Saturday evening and a start to something in the 5th inning for the Cardinals. Larry wasn't aware of the tag-up rule. So he's at first base. He's taken off on a steal attempt. Ball gets hit to right field. He rounds second. And as he rounds second, he's looking at his third base coach at rookie ball. He's screaming, "Go back, go back." Well, Larry didn't realize you had to retouch second to get to first. He cuts back across the middle of the infield behind the pitcher's mound and was called out and stood there and said, "What did I do?" Didn't know any better.
I asked him about that, and I said, "What was your thought process?" He goes, "I was a hockey player." He was a goalie coming up.
Well, that explains it.
And yeah,
one too many shots to the helmet.
Right. But he loved his time, obviously a Hall of Famer, and that was a huge impact. We talked about Todd Helton. I think that helped his Hall of Fame.
1 ball, no strikes. Freeland is laboring just a bit. He's got a 3-run lead. He's got to get through 5 to qualify for the win. Again, he has not won a road game this year. He gave up 2 in the first through 29 pitches. We let him off the hook with a bases loaded 2-out opportunity last inning. And he's gotten Burleson with that sweeper. He's changed speeds with that pitch a couple of times and got Burleson to strike out twice.
Well, he's getting to that 90 pitch mark, only 2 more, but 115 in his last game, which was a complete game. They hover right around that 90 mark for him.
Lifted out of play, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Herrera at second. Colorado's out hit us 9-5 tonight. Cardinals have stranded 5 on base. 4 of the 5 in scoring position. Little pop. Can anybody catch it? They cannot. That's in the green seats. Hey, what a catch. Let me think, Ledoux or Frontenac? I'd have to take a closer look. He's from Ledoux, she's from Frontenac.
Right.
The 2-2. Burley will see an 8th pitch.
Now 5 hits for the Cardinals tonight. 4 of them have come with 2 strikes. Man, do they need one right now.
A lot of room left side for Alec. The pitch. Backed away from that one. It was high. Colorado's bullpen is busy. Babe Fermin waits on deck. Burleson takes ball 4. So it's there for the Cardinals now. 2 on, 1 out. And let's see what Colorado is thinking about here. Juan Mejia, a right-hander, is getting ready. 3 straight righties are due for the Cardinals. Warren Schaefer's got to wait for the Arts and Crafts defensive cards. Let's see if he climbs the stairs and goes to get Freeland here. Not yet. Fermin has doubled home 2 and has walked. Ball 1.
Now remember, back-to-back at bats where Fermin has seen 8 pitches. What that does, it just hones you in. It benefits the hitter.
One ball, no strikes, 2 aboard. Freeland pushing toward 100 pitches in the game. 115 last time out. Late called strike. Garros hugs the line at third. Fermin's got some work to do with 2 strikes. That one too far inside. That, though, might set up the outside corner.
Now, this is when he's like to go to that changeup.
Lots of room between Rumfield and Castro on the right side of the diamond. That was close. And they're out of challenges. But it was off the plate anyway. So Fermin at it again. Another prolonged at bat. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He feels comfortable in this spot. Using the big part of the field. Maybe go opposite field. I think he goes to his cutter here. That's his preference.
Herrera and Burleson scored the Cardinals runs in the first. They are your base runners. 3-2, 1 out. They're not going. And pulled foul. Almost took out the ankles of Pop Warner at the third base coaching box.
That pitch is so hard to stay inside.
Again, the 3-2. It is low. Fermin, what a night. He's aboard for the 3rd time. Back-to-back walks after a 1-out double. And now the Rockies have no choice but to go get Freeland, who seldom walks anybody. Again, he came in with 23 bases on balls this season. The Cardinals have coaxed 3, which is the 2nd most walks he's issued in a game this year. Juan Mejia will enter the game. Bases loaded for Mason Wynn. We're down 3 with 1 out. Well, the Cardinals have a shot. We're batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. How about tonight for Jose Fermin? Mark, he's reached 3 times. That sets up a chance for a big inning against Juan Mejia, who answers the Chevy call to the bullpen.
Now, this is their talented high leverage arm, but he does make mistakes. You can see that ERA. He takes on these challenges, and this is a big one. Talked about the game that Mason Wynn had last night.
Now, how about this? They just made a pitching change, and before Mejia's thrown a pitch, the pitching coach is out to talk to him. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I have not either.
So keep that in mind. If this inning continues to spiral, the White Sox made 3 trips to the mound in 1 inning. They forgot how many trips they had taken, and their starter had to come out of the game.
Yeah.
So
Will Venable has had such a good year as a manager, and that was a blunder.
So here are your base runners. Herrera with 1-out double. Burleson and Fermin at 2nd and 1st drew walks. Mason Wynn is your batter. Hitting over 400 with runners in scoring position since mid-June. You'd love a gapper here, but you'd really need to score at least 1 in this spot.
Now, the Rockies have pitched Mason Wynn where they're trying to force him to pull the baseball.
No balls and a strike. One thing to keep in mind here, you mentioned the high leverage talents that Mejia has. It's flip of the coin on first batter faced. He's barely over 50% retired, and there's no place to put Mason here. And he almost threw that to the backstop. Get a good one to hit, and now it's 3 balls and a strike. Brian Torres has a bat. He'll hit next. We hope the pitch. That is a strike. Mason couldn't stop himself. Chris Guccione rings him up. No argument. Full count.
Well, 97 on that fastball. That'll change the dynamic. Talked about Freeland didn't have the velocity, but it's a different type of pitcher you're facing. Just try to slow it down, even this 3-2 count.
4 of those in the inning. The pitch. And Mason fought that off. That would have been a strike. Well, maybe this is what the Cardinals need. Every big league club is geared up to hit the fastball. Mejia's got a good one. The Cardinals have had the bases loaded in back-to-back innings. Line softly right center. That is going to be caught. Tagging and headed home. The throw to the plate. Short hop and safe. Throw back to second. Safe. Mason delivers a sac fly. There's the arm of Carrig. He made it close. Goodman couldn't hold it at the plate, and the Cardinals do get a run back.
Well, first the approach. I absolutely love this from Mason Wynn. Gets a 3-2 fastball, goes the other way. Line drive approach made it very interesting because he gets around this. Pop Warner sends him anyway. You got to be aggressive in this situation and hope for the best, and Herrera scores a needed run.
So you make the Rockies make 3 plays. You just have to make 1, and that's get to the plate. The 3 plays: catch it, throw it accurately to the plate, and then have the catcher be able to pick it up. Colorado couldn't, and Herrera scores for the 2nd time to make it a 2-run game. And now Brian Torres bats. Up and away to him. 1 ball, no strikes. He bats for Blaze Jordan, who ends his night 1-for-2.
Well, Mejia is the epitome of effectively wild.
I'm sure it's not a comfortable at bat, is it?
No, and this brings you back to the minor leagues because the stuff is there with a lot of guys, just it's not refined location. So you sit middle.
That is yanked foul. That was close. Torres, a nice job off the bench for the Cardinals. He's 3 for 11 as a pinch hitter with a double. He's our club leader in pinch hit RBIs.
Oh, he handles velocity so well. That's imperative coming off the bench.
2-1. That's going to get away. And runners move up to second and third. So that takes away the force play. And now you're in a spot where if Torres can single, you might get the game tied. Wild pitch, the official scoring. Rockies clinging to a 2-run lead. The Cardinals creeping back into it. 3 balls and a strike. Bases loaded again. So 3 walks in the inning. The Cardinals 1 run, 1 hit. And now Nathan Church is coming up. He's hit safely in 6 of 7 games. Remember, this kid's got 3 3-run homers this season, and every single one of them have put the Cardinals in front.
A big situation here. Got to handle velocity if you're Nathan Church.
Line to second, and it knocks down Castro, and the throw to first is in time. Church hit it on the button, and Castro right place, wrong time for the Cardinals, who get 1 back, and we head to the 6th in a 5-3 game. 1 more at home with the Rockies. Mark, that's your Budweiser. What's on tap?
The veteran right-hander Michael Lorenzen has had a tough year. See the ERA, high ERA, but Michael McGreevy moving forward is so important for him to get that win column, but he has been really, really good and a need.
So there's Mr. Lorenzen. And there is Mr. Gastelum. Luis Gastelum is on for the 12th time. He is learning on the job. He's got plus stuff. Learning how to set up that changeup is job number one. We need a 0 for this Rockies offense in the 6th.
That'd be huge to be able to do that, get that offense back on track. Still hanging in there.
Jordan Beck, the right fielder, 1 for 2. New third baseman out there for the Cardinals. Brian Torres stays in the game. He's at the hot corner.
Love how you said Gasty needs to set up his changeup. Looks like the opposition is sitting on that pitch.
His fastball is plenty good enough. And you throw it there, you like your chances. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gastelum's given up runs in his last 3 appearances. And only 1 strikeout in his last 5. He's ready with his 1-2. And that bounces up. There was the changeup.
Well, the one thing that he has to do is maybe sequencing when you think about how you do it differently at this level compared to the minor league level. I think a lot of hitters up here sit on certain pitches, and if you don't locate it, it's going to be problems.
Foul. Yeah, they're so much more selective, and the really good hitters are not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. And if that's your out pitch, well, they're waiting on it.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do is try to overthrow it. Maintain that arm speed, but also get that location that you need.
Here's a good one, popped up. Burleson takes a peek and reaches up and makes a great play at the line. That was tough. High sky. Walker late to the party, and Burleson with a last-second stab picks up the first out.
Well, this is such a tough play because it goes out foul, but then has that spin that comes back. I think this was close to being a fair ball. Probably going foul, but again, a really nice catch by Alec Burleson.
So here we go with the substitutions. Mickey Moniak is going to come on and pinch hit. That's a challenge you face as a manager, making your substitutions offensively in the middle innings, not knowing how that might affect you at the end of the game. It really helped the Cardinals last night with all the righties coming up for the final 3 outs in the 9th inning.
Yeah, you look for those lanes to be able to deploy some of your weapons. This is definitely a weapon. Just signed him to a 2-year deal. They just love his approach. Actually surprising he wasn't in the starting lineup left on left tonight.
That one golf to shallow center. Church has camped out, and Gastelum has his second out. And on out to Busch Stadium, Saturday, August 29th. The Pirates are in town. That day, fans take home a stylish Cardinals purse. That's courtesy of Edward Jones. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Now, my question is, I'm not a fashionista, but if I remember correctly, your purse is supposed to match your shoes and your belt is supposed to match your shoes. Is that correct?
It sounds right.
What color shoes would go with that purse? Was that couldn't really tell on the camera. Is it a true red purse or is it a different color? Well, Kim Eberle says that white shoes would go with that purse. Kim's our stage manager. Always fashionably dressed.
I think white works, yeah.
Okay.
Don't get my advice.
Cardinals, as always, a great promotional schedule. The print shirt was a big hit tonight. There's a strike for Tovar, the shortstop. 3-1 the count. We'd prefer to face McCarthy with nobody on. And in the 7th, preferably 3 balls and a strike. But that's not going to happen. That's ball 4, a 2-out walk. So Gastelum has his first base runner. I've heard from other quarters, including biggest Cardinal fan in the Southeast, who didn't enjoy this result in the first inning.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud will show that first pitch fastball. It was centered, and McCarthy 5 hits in 7 at bats in this 2-game series already. He has been impressive.
Launched right center. Church as far as he can go. It's another homer for McCarthy. He sat on a pitch and crushed it. That's why you didn't want to face him here. A 2-run homer, and that makes it 7-3. That guy is blistering hot, and boy, I'll bet Arizona wishes he did that for them.
Yeah, when you're hot, you get mistakes. That's a mistake again. 94 center cut. Goes 417 feet. That one hurts.
So 10 more hits for Colorado. They've got 7 runs. And a check swing. Karros wanted the appeal. It's called at the plate. Colorado's bench is barking at Willie Trainer, who said, I don't need to check that. But as I was saying, the 2 biggest Cardinals fans in the Southeast, Todd and Jennifer Kessler, who never miss a Cardinals game. They live in Braves territory. Jennifer tells me that the entire outfit starts with the shoes. You start there and then
that makes sense.
Work around the accessories, I suppose.
Your shoe game is very impressive. Not that you'd go with the purse, but I'm saying your shoe game is.
Yeah, I've gone old-fashioned Chuck Taylors.
I love them.
Super comfortable. 2 balls and a strike. Tom Mee, our veteran sage and director, makes an excellent point. What if you're at the beach and you don't wear shoes? Then what do you do with the outfit?
Kim?
Tom always wears a Speedo, so.
Oh, what a look.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Colorado being a rude guest. They enjoy a 7-3 lead. It's a full count for Karros, who's walked, been hit by a pitch, stolen 2 bases, and scored a run. Chopper toward third. Torres has it and throws low to first, but that's in time to retire the side. Gastelum's given up runs in 4 straight. Colorado adds to the lead. Middle 6th, 7-3, Rockies in front.
Cards down 4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Everson Pereira was picked up off waivers, as Chip mentioned earlier, from the White Sox, formerly one of the big prospects for the Yankees, but he says he's really happy for this opportunity in St. Louis. He told me through a translator he's super excited to be a Cardinal and is ready to go. Ollie Marmol said this of Everson. He said he's got a high ceiling, can play all the outfield positions, and he's looking forward to seeing what he can do. Ollie said he's intrigued, guys.
Well, you take lottery tickets at a time like this in the state the Cardinals organization is. We'll see what Pereira can do as he matches up with Herget. Jimmy came in and pitched last night. He was slinging the ball effectively. And Herget, slender build, shows the stirrups.
That's that old school look, and loves his sweeper to righties.
There was, and Pereira fouled it away. Keisha wondered. Herget said backwards is Tigra.
Wow.
One ball, 2 strikes. And strike 3, and Pereira is going to challenge. Cardinals have 1 left. Is he right? ABS powered by T-Mobile. He is right. Still have a challenge. Still have a chance with Everson Pereira.
Yeah, Pereira looks like Nolan Arenado in a helmet. A little look-alike game.
That caught the attention of Brian Shapiro. The pitch inside, full count.
Maybe the side profile.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. The intensity, the smoldering glare at the pitcher. 3-2. Ball 4. So the challenge pays off. The Rockies trying to author their own demise. That's their 5th walk issued in the last 2 innings plus. And that flips the lineup card to the top, and J.J. Weatherholt, who's 1 for 3 in the game.
Well, the last at bat lined out to center with the bases loaded and barreled that ball up just the wrong spot.
Cardinals in this series are 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position, 1 for 9 tonight. Let's get a few back here. The Rockies bullpen has had a rocky season.
Well, that's the opportunity that these Cardinals have. Lead seems like it's a lot larger than it is. Only 4 runs. Herget struggles against lefties. .340 batting average against.
Popped up. Karros, foul ground. Called off in left by McCarthy. That was a very good play by Jake. Easier play for him. He's had a great night in all aspects. There's out number 1. Weatherholt 1 for 4. Jordan Walker is next, trying to extend his hitting streak to 8. He's played Pepper at third base all 3 times. There's your Bet365 betting odds for Walker to get that elusive hit in game 2. Are you seeing him being pitched any differently since the breakout at the home run derby?
Well, they're being aggressive and they're trying to tie him up just a little bit to get to that slider. Just trying to speed up Jordan.
That one hit toward first. It's bobbled, and a dive to the bag with a baseball by Rumfield. That's going to get Walker for out number 2. That guy's been a really solid defensive first baseman too, and a heck of a play to save disaster for the 2nd out.
Yeah, this looked like it was off the end of the bat. Probably had a lot of spin on the baseball. Rumfield gathers himself and applies the tag with his right hand in the ball.
So Herrera's next. A couple of doubles for him. This keeps up, he won't be the only one. In for a strike. Nine of his last 15 hits have gone for extra bases. 1-1 pitch. Line into left center field. Herrera does it again. The Cardinals get a run back. They've on with a 3-hit game. Herrera scores his first run as a Cardinal. And the Redbirds keeping it interesting. 7-4 in the 6th.
Well, let's take the previous pitch on that fastball in. Just set him nicely for that sweeper. It's off the plate, but he knew it was coming. He sat on that, lines it into left center. Even Ollie acknowledges how good that was.
Colorado is going to go to the bullpen again. Parker Mushinski. He's a left-hander. On deck, we've got 2 new limited edition Cardinals pins. Take your pick when you purchase 8 or more gallons of gas with the Fuel Forward app. The offer ends September 27th. Some exclusions apply. Lefty here for the Cardinals in their half of the 6th inning. Take a look at Parker Mushinski, his 3rd game out of the Colorado bullpen.
He only has allowed 1 hit. That's against a right-hander.
Herrera, your runner at first. And Burleson tied up, couldn't stop himself. First appearance for Mushinski in the big leagues August 4th. Last time was June 4th, 2024 against the Cardinals when he pitched for the Astros. He was 3-1 with a 3.38 ERA with the Albuquerque Isotopes, the Rockies AAA club.
In his career, 254 versus left-handers. And Burley's 1 for 1.
Last year at AAA with the Guardians, 7 saves in 46 relief appearances. So Colorado looking for anybody they can to bolster their battered bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Missed away.
So important to realize there's no challenges for the Colorado Rockies. St. Louis still has 1 in their pocket.
And we don't have to see McCarthy at the plate for a while. 2 balls and a strike. Burley takes a look at that one, evens the count. If he throws that there again, the tarps off gang might want to get their hands up. The 2-2 just missed it. He threw it up there and Burley pops it up. And that will retire the side. The Cardinals cash in a leadoff walk. To the 7th we go. The Cardinals still hanging in there in game 2. It's 7-4. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Tom Meade piloting our drones downtown. And look at that beautiful view of the Gateway Arch, the old courthouse, and the beautiful Mississippi River. As Gastelum is back to work for St. Louis in the 7th. Carrig, Goodman, and Rumfield, the trio for the Rockies, he'll face in a 3-run game. Gotta hold them here. It's that simple. Cardinals have 9 outs left, down 3 runs. Carrick's had a nice game. He's got a couple of doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. And for good measure, he's added a stolen base. No balls, 2 strikes. Nice crowd here tonight. Weekends at Busch Stadium winding down to a precious few as we approach mid-August and then, of course, September. And hopefully a shot at the postseason. The Cardinals started play tonight, 3.5 games out of the final wild card spot. San Diego ahead of us and winning tonight. Padres currently 4th. Wild card leaders, Cubs 1, Arizona and Phillies tied for second. Padres, Cardinals, the Marlins a half game behind us. It'll be a game of leapfrog if you alternate wins and losses in the postseason chase.
Now Carrick has taken 2 changeups and he took them like he didn't have any strikes. That's a worry if you watch the approach against Gastelum.
There was a beauty. I don't think Mr. Carrick liked the outcome of that at bat. And Gastelum has his first strikeout.
Well, he missed with the previous changeups, but this was a real good one. See that pronation that he has on that changeup.
Goodman an RBI single to highlight his night. 67 ribbies for a man with 33 homers. One ball, one strike. Yankees beat the Braves 5-4. Garrett Cole beat Chris Sale today. The A's a big win. They knocked off the Red Sox. Boy, Boston, an unbelievable run. Tell you more about that. First the pitch. The Red Sox entered play today 27-3 in their last 30 games. Now 27-4 after Sacramento beat them. That's incredible.
It really is. And it changes the dynamic in that locker room. You just come to the ballpark thinking you're going to win every day.
1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. So some better sequencing, better location, and obviously, Mark, better results.
Yeah, and I love that too. Started with the changeup, finished with the fastball. Just different ways of sequencing is very important.
Here's TJ Rumfield. Boy, he and McCarthy are wearing us out. These two left-handed batters are blistering the Cardinals pitching staff. Combined in the first 2 games, they're 11 for 14. They've scored 5 runs. A .2086 OPS. Driven toward left, but Pereira's going to catch that. And Gastelum recovers with a 1-2-3-7. All right, Mark, you know what we say when we're trailing at home in the 7th, don't you?
Let's get some runs.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, partner, we got 9 outs left. We're down just 3 to the Colorado Rockies here at home. It is, as always, our Honda home run inning. If somebody for the Redbirds can go deep, your Gateway Honda dealers donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. The Rockies have outslugged us so far in the game. The big villain, Jake McCarthy, who homered on the first pitch of the game and then hit a 2-run homer in the 6th. Mashinsky back to work. 1 ball, no strikes. What a night for Fermin. 23 pitches in his 3 plate appearances tonight. A 2-run double in the first and then 2 walks since.
What he does, he handles the strike zone so well. We talked about how he fouls pitchers' pitches off to get to those deep counts. The energy in the building is changing too. Love to get a good start here for Fermin.
His evolution as a hitter has been really fun. Like so many youngsters, they get in the batter's box and think about getting 3 hits with every swing. That's not the case for this guy. Getting better day by day. Fun to watch. 2 balls and a strike. And the fact that he's such a nice kid makes it extra sweet.
Yeah, he plays with intensity, but also a smile on his face. Smiles are free, by the way.
3 balls, 1 strike. Rumfield way off the line at first. The pitch. And he made him throw a strike. More muggy night at Busch Stadium. Can the Cardinals come all the way back? There's a start. 3 walks, 4 for me tonight.
Now the energy has changed, and understand this. You mentioned it earlier, Chip, and it's good to mention again. Last in the National League is a relief pitcher ERA for the Rockies. Just under a 5 ERA.
And they've walked 6 guys in the last 3+ innings. You got to cash these in.
You have to. Just continue to pile on the good at bats. You're going to have to do that to win this game.
Mason Wynn's got the right side of the infield to play with here. And they pitch him that way, and he takes a strike. Mason 0 for 2, but with an RBI. If he hits it to the right side by accident, it would turn into a hit. Swing and a shot to left. That'll work too. So here come the Cardinals. They bring the tying run to the plate. We've said this about Mason a lot. They're daring him to hit the ball that way, but if you come inside, he's quick enough and strong enough to rifle a ball to left, and he barreled that baby.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier they're forcing him to try to pull the ball. That's his uncomfortable feeling, but not right there. That's a solid line drive.
So Torres is your Cardinals batter. You've got Nathan Church and then Pereira next. Nobody up in the Rockies pen yet, but that might change. And while the Rockies talk it over yet again, let's step aside for a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Cardinals, 2 lefties and right-hand hitting Pedro Pages available in a pinch if you choose to use them. But here's Torres. He walked his first time. Colorado thinks he might bunt. Lefty-lefty matchup. First and second, nobody out. And he takes a strike. Line left. McCarthy retreats, but he's going to catch that. That was curling away from Jake. A nice running catch. Torres hits it hard, but no advance of the runners. And now Church is up. Nathan's held his own lefty-lefty. He's .242 with the average coming into play tonight. A couple of homers. He is 0 for 3. 2 on, 1 out now. Colorado's bullpen is busy. Nick Frasso, a right-hander. He's getting ready for Pereira or perhaps a Cardinal pinch hitter. We'll see. Off his front foot, and Church pops it to right. 2 outs. So unfortunately you can't advance for me. That fly ball might have been deep enough to get you the 5th run. Now it's up to Pereira, who's reached base twice, once on a walk, once on a hit by pitch.
Oh, how about a first impression? What a moment that would be.
We've left 9 on base. Five of them in scoring position tonight. A lot of room in left center for Everson Pereira in his Cardinals debut. Well, it's 2-0 count. You want to take your shot? Might have a chance here. Lots of room down the left field line as time called. Mashinsky steps off.
Now, as a hitter, you're looking for one spot, one opportunity here.
2-0. Line to right, but right at back. And a promising start ends in 3 fly ball outs. 1 to left, 1 to right. Excuse me, 2 to right. And after 7, Colorado's lead still is 3. Well, a lot of action inside and outside the ballpark here in St. Louis. We go to the 8th inning. Colorado enjoys a 7-4 lead. We head to the 8th inning at the crown jewel of the National League on a beautiful night for a ball game. New pitcher out there for the Redbirds. It's Peter Strzelecki. He's the second to answer the Chevy call tonight. He'll have the bottom portion of the Rockies lineup coming up.
Yeah, you see the working in his 4th game. Hasn't pitched since the Toronto series.
Willie Castro gets it started. He's 0 for 3 so far in the game. If you're just joining us, tonight was a struggle for Matthew Liberatore. 5 innings, 5 runs. He gave up 9 hits. Broke late on a ground ball to first that cost him an infield hit and hit the next batter, and then Colorado 3 straight hits, scored 3 runs, and that was one of those snowball innings that Matthew couldn't stop. Got a couple of home runs from Jake McCarthy, who scored 3 times tonight. Cardinals have gotten some runs back, but have had the bases loaded twice in the middle innings. The Rockies walking all kinds of batters, but the Cardinals have struggled tonight with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, to your point, really started snowballing on Matthew Liberatore.
1 out. Beck's the batter. He's 1 for 3. There's a look at home plate from Dirt Cam. If you stare closely, you can see Mark in the press box.
Yeah, don't go closely.
Line to center. Well hit. Charge with a diving catch. What was the exit velo on that? That was a missile. Good play, 2 outs.
Well, to answer your question, 110 off the bat. The toughest play is the line drive. This had knuckling action on it as well. Could see that late reaction, but good glove work by the center fielder. That takes a lot of commitment at center field because you don't want to have that ball get by you. Strzelecki loves that effort.
Moniak up for the 2nd time. He popped out 2. Nathan Church back in the 6th inning. Top of the order is coming up when we get to the home 8th. Well, McCarthy homer in the 6th is, as you said, the old kick in the teeth. Without that, we'd have a 1-run game with the big boys coming up. Well, we'll just have to work a little harder to take game 2 and win the series. Right off the thumbs of Moniak. He'll stay alive. 1 and 2.
Seems like Moniak is sitting on that off-speed pitch. He's been late on both fastballs.
A little over 29,000 joined us tonight in St. Louis. Hope you'll come visit tomorrow afternoon. The pitch off the plate. Marlins won tonight 7-0 over the Angels. As the 3-2 comes home, and a chopper hit to second. JJ takes care of that. And he'll go to work in the bottom of the 8th inning. Strzelecki a nice 1-2-3 frame. It's 7-4 Colorado, but Weatherholt Walker, Herrera, Burleson, Fermin. The time is now in Game 2 against the Rockies at home.
Yep, just got.
Is your score. It's August 8th. So those bases are going to work overtime in this series. After the Rockies leave, we've got the Phillies in for 3. And we will see a new relief pitcher for Colorado. Brennan Bernardino answers the Chevy call to the bullpen. We saw him last night.
24 consecutive outings where he hasn't allowed an earned run. He has been excellent out of the bullpen, and they go to him back-to-back nights.
We saw him in the 6th inning last night. He got JJ to pop out. So another look at the veteran left-hander Bernardino. Got 6 outs left, 7-4. Colorado is in front. JJ 1 for 4 in the game tonight. Took a shot, didn't get it. 1 ball, 1 strike. "24 straight games for Bernardino without allowing a run." That dates back to June 9th. 1-1 pitch is laced to center. Carrick has room to his right. If you wondered who has the franchise record scoreless streak out of the bullpen, it's Adam Ottavino for Colorado. Think about that, 37 games, and that was 12 years ago.
Well, he has been excellent, and it's been all kinds of a mix. 6 different pitches he threw. He threw a really good changeup last night. And he has a different mix, different looks, and obviously he has some deception in his delivery.
Got to get Walker going. I'm not just talking home runs. I'm talking about hard hit balls. He's hit a few off the end of the bat tonight and is 0 for 4. Hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield yet. Did there, and the streak is over. A mammoth home run for Jordan Walker.
Oh man, does that have to feel good for Jordan Walker. It's a mistake changeup, and that's exactly what he needed. That does a lot in that dugout as well.
2 streaks come to an end. Walker's homerless run of 22 games, and that's your BJC Healthcare difference maker.
Yeah, you got to get a mistake, and he gets one on the pull side. 432 feet. Also 107 off the bat.
So the bloop and a blast in play. We've got 5 outs left. Cardinals knock it at the door. Can they steal game 2 from Colorado? Walker hits his 23rd homer, his first homer since July 9th. And again, the home run was great. That he hit it on the barrel is greater, I think. Sign of things to come for him. Same story for Herrera. Herrera for the last month has been searching for the barrel. A lot of singles, but not a whole lot of slug. That's not the story tonight. 2 doubles, 2 runs, and an RBI single. And he shoots one to first. Rumfield in perfect position to break his heart. 2 out.
Well, Chip, we always say it, when your stars perform, everyone else takes a deep breath too. Right? That has more impact on that dugout than it does for just individually Jordan Walker getting a home run.
Well, this team all year long gives themselves a shot in the late innings. 94 at bats between homers for Walker. It's a 7-5 game. So if Burley can reach, lefties have given him trouble. Freeland struck him out twice. He reached once on a pass ball and scored. He walked in the 5th and then popped out in the 6th.
Well, that home run game he had where the 3 home runs in New York. He hit one off Tim Hill. He does not give up home runs. Got underneath that. And boy, does that home run chain feel good for Jordan Walker.
1-2 count. (7-5) in the 8th. Well, get him on, then you get Fermin up there. He's reached 4 times. Big pitch. And he struck him out. Burleson couldn't pull the trigger on the outside corner, and that'll retire the side. Jordan Walker hits his 23rd homer. The Cardinals creeping closer, but we're running out of time. We go to the 9th. .400-foot home run for Jordan Walker makes it a 2-run game. To the 9th we go. Ezekiel Tovar leads off. Just past 9 o'clock at Busch Stadium. Can the Cardinals pull off a Cinderella comeback? Gotta hold him here and see what happens in the 9th. Jordan Romano, the former Toronto Blue Jay, is the Colorado closer, and he's playing catch. Jordan Walker, 50th career homer off 50 different pitchers. That's amazing. Two balls, 2 strikes, and cued foul. Popped him up. Mason backpedaling. He's still moving and makes the catch waist high. So on Budweiser plays of the game, this guy's been Darth Vader in game 2.
Yeah, both center cut fastballs, and they deposited them. He has been swinging the bat really well. 2 3-hit games already. But really, the ones that hurt is how he hustled down the line, and the pitcher's not getting over. They became singles. Those really hurt.
And as we said at the time, no matter the record of your opponent, a big league team is usually going to take advantage of those physical errors, but it's the mental errors that drive you cuckoo, because pitchers work on PFP from the moment they step foot on a mound in spring training. And it caught up with the Cardinals tonight, and it spiraled with a 3-run 3rd. McCarthy a 2-run bomb in the 6th. What a trade Colorado made to send a minor league pitcher to Arizona for McCarthy. The change of scenery has done him a world of good. He scored 3 runs tonight, having a blistering August. He has 14 hits in 31 at-bats this month.
Yeah, and you saw the hit tool in Arizona. They just didn't have it. He had him as a 4th or 5th outfielder, working towards AAA and the big leagues, and don't really get a good feel for that. But when you get a home and it's Colorado, good on him. He's made some adjustments and looks like that big league hitter.
3 balls and a strike, and he lays down a bunt. Strzelecki will field, fire to first late. McCarthy doing it all. 2 infield singles and 2 homers tonight. He has a 4-hit game. And keep an eye on him. He's got 19 stolen bases as well as they look for some insurance.
Well, he's playing chess while others are playing checkers in this game. You have a multi-hit home run game. And laying down a bunt, that's just doing it all and showing everything.
Rockies have stolen 4 bases in this game. And there's one throw over. If ever there was a time for Herrera to end his caught stealing drought, this would be it. But Strzelecki's got to help him. McCarthy has a good lead. There he goes. First move. Swing and a miss. Throw is on target but high.
I thought Herrera made contact with Karros. They waved it off. There was no contact made, but the way Herrera threw that to second base.
Vaughn's asking, but the batter's entitled to the batter's box. So whatever contact was ruled inadvertent. And now Karros, the most important batter in the game. Runner at second, 1 out. So McCarthy, a 20 stolen base season. Well, you think about his emergence with Colorado. Now that might have changed things for a couple of teams. And a balk. McCarthy induces a balk. That's just great base running. And the point I was going to make, if McCarthy played like this with Arizona, they have no need to go get Lars Nootbaar. And if they don't get Lars Nootbaar, the Cardinals don't get the prospects that Arizona sent our way.
That's so true.
So a bunt single, a steal, and a balk. Runner at third brings the infield in for Karros. He's stolen 2 bases and has scored a run. He's reached twice without a hit. Driven toward left center. Herrera on the run. He's going to make a great catch, but that's going to be a sac fly. And Colorado gets a big insurance run. It's 8-5. So you talked about it early in the game, the margins, slim margins. Things the Cardinals couldn't achieve tonight have cost him at least 3, maybe 4 runs in the game.
Yeah, because he's not on third base. That is saving a run. It's an outstanding catch by Herrera. We heard about his defense, but a nice approach for Kyle Karros and getting that needed run.
So 2 outs, 8-5 Colorado. They've out hit us 11-8. Got to figure out a way to get Jake McCarthy. That's the assignment for Michael McGreevy tomorrow. He'll face Michael Lorenzen. You look at the scoreboard tonight. Above the fans in right center. The line score tells you all you need to know. 11 men left on base for the Redbirds. Herrera is there. He's got it. And the side is retired. Arizona gets some insurance. That man McCarthy. What a night leading off. 4 hits, 4 runs, and 3 RBIs.
Birds.
With Ricky Horton, Scott Warman with you from our Ballpark Village studios. Coming up after the game, we have Cardinal postgame brought to you by Car Shield, and the Cardinals within 3 but giving up some late inning runs.
It shows you what happens when your bullpen is not in shutdown mode. The game should be closer than it is. Cardinals have a chance in the 9th, but it's going to be tougher.
All right, let's see if they get the comeback. Chip, back to you, bud.
Yeah, it's a good point, Ricky. The Cardinals' pen's been pretty good of late, but they've struggled tonight, and offensively, just an off night for St. Louis. They've left 11 men on base and 16 so far in the series. We need 3 to tie against Jordan Romano, the former Toronto Blue Jay. And Jose Fermin will lead off. What a night for Fermin. 3 walks and a 2-run double. And he's seen a week's worth of pitches here in game 2.
Career high 3 walks.
And Colorado is out of challenges, so St. Louis's hitters have the luxury of not swinging at anything close if they think it's off the plate. Fermin, Wynn, and Torres are scheduled. And a strike. Jake McCarthy made some history tonight. He's the third player in Major League history with a 4-run, 4-hit, 2-homer, 3 RBI, 2-steal game. Shohei Ohtani did it. That was that magnificent game last September against the Marlins that many said was the greatest game they ever saw by an individual player. The other that did it was a man that played in Ricky Horton's rookie season, Brago Roth, who did it in 1919 for the Philadelphia A's against the Yankees. Love you, Ricky. Can't wait for you on the post game with Scotty.
And he means it, Ricky.
But McCarthy terrorized us tonight. 1-2 for Fermin. Line to left. Have yourself a night. These guys don't quit. It's really amazing. You know, we talk all the time. You fight back, you make it close. Your bullpen has a bit of an off night. These guys don't get their dauber down, Mark. They just compartmentalize it, get to work, and go back to work.
Yeah, and Jose Fermin has been the example tonight. It has been an outstanding night individually with the walks and then the approach.
So man aboard for Mason Wynn. He has a single and a sac fly. Almost had a promising 7th inning, 2 on, nobody out, but flied out 3 straight times. Going back to the 4th inning. 4th through the 7th inning, the Rockies walked 6 batters. The Cardinals scored 1 of them. So they've had their chances. Let's see if they can pull off a 9th inning comeback.
Well, Jordan Romano's last outing was against Tampa Bay. Inning of work, 2 earned runs. Does make mistakes over the plate.
Romano had a blown save against Tampa Bay, gave up 2 runs in his last outing. Runner goes. The pitch, a strike. That keeps the Cardinals out of the double play. And Fermin, a stolen base. That's his 4th in as many tries. It was an unselfish take for Mason Wynn. Great night last night. Looking for more magic in the 9th tonight. That took quite a bounce. And maybe Jordan Beck will be too tired after he retrieves that foul ball to hit the inevitable gapper that is coming from Mason Wynn right here.
I love it.
Cardinals have had 2 designated hitters reach 5 times in a game this year. Fermin is one of them. Ivan Herrera is the other. Check of the runner at second. And popped up off to our right. Where a fan from Chesterfield, Missouri, comes away with a souvenir.
Lucky guy.
Bravest attendance in the major leagues. That was quite an effort. No balls, 2 strikes. Love the fight. And in a game like this, don't know how it's going to turn out. If you make Romano throw a ton of pitches, maybe he's a question mark for game 3 tomorrow if it's close.
Yeah, they've had to utilize a lot of their bullpen tonight.
Tons of room in left center for Mason, who's fighting hard with 2 strikes. He's about to see his 6th pitch. Well, you get him on, you bring the tying run to the plate, something this team's had a knack of doing. Make them sweat. One ball, 2 strikes. Lined softly to left, but that'll be caught. Mason put up a great fight, but on the 7th pitch, he's retired. 1 on, 1 out. And Brian Torres is next. Torres has walked and flied out. Church would follow. Then if you desire, if you want to think about a pinch hit appearance in place of Everson Pereira, Cardinals have 2 lefties available, Jimmy Crooks and Cesar Prieto.
Well, you get in that situation where you have that tying run. Maybe they use Crooks in that situation.
This place wants to go nuts tonight. It's been an entertaining game. 13 runs, 20 hits. A lot of pitching changes. Colorado's used 6 hurlers in 9 innings tonight. Ground ball softly toward first. And Rumfield's got that. The Redbirds have 1 out left. Fermin to third. And Church is next. Kyle Freeland started for the Rockies, gave up 3 runs in 4 1/3 innings. He will not factor in the decision. That'll be a scorer's choice. Mike Miller, the official scorer tonight. Matthew Liberatore gave up 5 runs in his 5 innings. He's on the hook for the decision on the Cardinals side. But we're not done yet. Here's Church. One ball, no strikes. Romano with the Jays, Phillies, and Angels, a 2-time All-Star. 33 years young. That saved a run. Nice stop. So here we are. A couple of deep counts. Hot night. Romano, 117 saves. 4th most by a Canadian-born player entering this season. The pitch. Line to right. It's 8-6, and the Cardinals will bring the tying run to the plate. Church hooks one down the right field line, give him his 37th RBI.
Well, again, a solid approach when you need it the most. It's a slider, and watch the location. He goes down and digs this out of the strike zone. But again, RBI single and brings the tying run to the plate.
And it will be Prieto. This kid is overdue for a hit. He's 0 for 22. Frustrating part for him is he's only struck out 3 times. He's put it in play a lot. In fact, he had a sinking line drive caught in the game the other day. But look, keep the line moving and bring Weatherholt to the plate. A long ball wouldn't hurt either. That would tie the game. Cardinals 2 singles. Pitch number 20 for Romano coming up. Church takes off. Cardinals concede the strike. They've got 2 steals themselves in the inning. At least I assume it's a steal. Nope, they're saying defensive indifference. Either way, a hit means a run. Now we've got 1 strike left.
Yeah, Prieto took a shot. Ball was up out of the strike zone.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and that will retire the side. The Rockies take game 2, 8-6. A night of missed opportunities for the Cardinals. That's been a rarity. Got to find a way to stop that man with Michael McGreevy going for the series win tomorrow.
Well, McCarthy has been the difference maker, also TJ Rumfield. But you think about how this game started, just set an odd tone. And the Rockies tie the series, and adding to the interest for Michael McGreevy tomorrow, another opportunity to win a series.
8-6 is your final. 21 combined hits. Jake McCarthy's going to sleep well tonight. He should. He had a starring role. And our coverage in Game 3 starts tomorrow at 12:30. For Mark Sweeney, for Jim Hayes, we invite you to stay tuned for the Cardinals post-game show. Scott Warman, Ricky Horton are standing by to wrap it up from Busch Stadium tonight.